There are behaviors that mark you, not with words, not with labels, but with an invisible stain that the powerful can smell from across a marble floor. They will never tell you what it is. They will simply never let you in. This is not about money. This is about something far more permanent. The way you think, the way you move, the way you betray yourself every single day without knowing it. What you are about to learn exists in no university. It is whispered in private dining rooms, observed in silent boardrooms, and it has kept entire bloodlines in power while others remain servants to their own patterns. The powerful do not hate the poor. They are disgusted by the habits that keep them poor. And once you display even one, the door closes. Forever. Now, before we dive deeper into this journey, I need your help. My ex-girlfriend said I am a failure and can never be successful speaking the truth on YouTube about how the world operates. She said nobody will subscribe to a failure's channel. Please subscribe now. Let's prove her wrong. It will be a shame if what she said happens. Please help this young man gain his confidence back. And please tell me where you are watching from right now. Drop your location in the comments because I would love to know where my amazing viewers are tuning in from and to prove to her that people around the world now watch my channel. The first time I sat in a room with truly powerful people, I said nothing. I watched. And what I saw was not what they did. It was what they refused to do. They moved through the world like apex predators who had learned to disguise themselves as philosophers. Controlled. Every gesture calculated. And when someone entered the room who did not belong, I did not hear a word of rejection. I saw their eyes. Cold. Immediate. The decision was already made. That person had revealed themselves in seconds. Not through their clothes. Not through their words. But through a single unconscious habit that screamed everything about how they saw the world. The powerful spend their lives learning to hide weakness. And they have become masters at detecting it in others. You think they judge you on your income. They do not. A man with no money can still carry himself like a king. But a man with poverty in his mind will reek of it even in a custom suit. There is a difference between being temporarily broke and being mentally impoverished. One is a circumstance. The other is a curse. And the powerful can see which one you are before you finish your first sentence. This is the game you did not know you were playing. And you have been losing since childhood. Habit 1. You explain yourself to those who did not ask. Watch a powerful person closely. They make statements. They do not justify them. When they choose something, they do not tour you through the architecture of their reasoning unless you are worthy of that knowledge. But the poor, the mentally defeated, they cannot stop explaining. They volunteer their logic to strangers. They defend their choices to people who hold no authority over them. Why? Because deep down, they believe they need permission to exist. You see it everywhere. A man buys a used car and immediately tells you why he could not afford the new one. A woman orders a salad and explains her diet to the waiter. Someone declines an invitation and provides a biography of their schedule as evidence. This is not politeness. This is submission. It is the behavior of someone who has spent their entire life justifying their space in the world. The powerful do not do this. When they say no, the word stands alone. No explanation. No apology. Because they do not see themselves as defendants in a trial they never agreed to attend. Machiavelli observed this in the courts of Italy. Those who constantly explained themselves were never trusted with power. Why? Because explanation reveals doubt. And doubt reveals that you do not believe in your own authority. The prince who justifies every decree is teaching his people that his word is negotiable. The courtier who over-explains is advertising that he fears your disapproval more than he trusts his own judgment. You do this in text messages, in emails, in casual conversations. You cannot help yourself. Someone asks if you are free Friday and you do not just say no. You provide a detailed breakdown of your evening as if you are filing a legal brief. This is the stench of poverty. Not financial poverty. Psychological poverty. The belief that you owe the world a reason for your existence. Stop. Right now. Think about the last time you over-explained something small. A choice. A preference. A boundary. Did the other person ask for that explanation? Or did you offer it like a beggar offers a story in exchange for a coin? Comment below right now. I will stop explaining myself to those who did not earn it. Say it. Mean it. The powerful know something you are still learning. Your reasoning is your kingdom. You do not give tours to peasants. When you constantly explain, you are handing out maps to your weaknesses. You are teaching people exactly which levers to pull to make you collapse. Every justification you provide is a crack in your armor. And the powerful see it. They do not argue with you. They simply dismiss you. Because someone who does not believe in their own decisions will never be trusted with anyone else's fate. Here is what you do not understand yet. Silence is not rude. It is royal. The less you explain, the more weight your words carry. Let your actions be the explanation. Let your results speak. And when someone demands to know why you chose what you chose, smile and say nothing. Or if you must speak, say only this, because I decided to. That is the language of power. Everything else is the dialect of the defeated. Habit 2. You celebrate too early and too loudly. The poor announce their plans like prophets. The powerful execute in silence and let the results arrive like thunder. You see this in every corner of the modern world. Someone gets a new job and immediately updates every social media platform. Someone starts a business and launches a logo before they have a single client. Someone decides to change their life and tells everyone within 48 hours. This is not excitement. This is a poverty habit. And it disgusts those who have built anything real. Why? Because it shows that you value the appearance of progress more than progress itself. It reveals that you are addicted to the dopamine of announcement, not the discipline of achievement. The powerful know that every word you speak before the victory is energy you will not have during the war. There is an old strategy, older than Machiavelli, older than Rome. It says this: move in darkness until you have already won. Then let others discover what you have done. Not because you are humble, but because you are dangerous. When you announce too early, you give your enemies time to prepare. You invite doubt. You create expectations you may not meet. And worst of all, you train your mind to feel accomplished before you have done anything. The poor do this constantly. They mistake intention for achievement. They receive praise for the idea and then wonder why they never finish. Because they already got what they were really looking for. Attention. Validation. The feeling of being seen as someone who is going somewhere. The powerful do not need that feeling. They need the result. I watched a man once, in his mid-30s, who told everyone he was writing a book. He talked about it at dinner parties, posted about it online, even printed business cards with the title. 3 years later, he had written nothing, but he had become very skilled at talking about writing. That is the trap. The more you speak about what you are building, the more your brain believes it is already built. You get the social reward without the work, and you become addicted to that cycle. The powerful see this in you immediately. They ask what you are working on, and the moment you begin to describe it in detail, they lose interest. Not because the idea is bad, but because they know you are feeding off their reaction instead of feeding off your own progress. Comment this affirmation right now. I move in silence until my success makes the noise. Let me see it. There is another reason the powerful despise early celebration. It shows that you do not understand timing. Power is not about doing the right thing. It is about doing the right thing at the right moment. When you announce too early, you reveal that you do not know the difference. You are like a soldier firing his weapon before the enemy is in range. All you have done is reveal your position. The skilled player waits. He lets his opponent assume he is unarmed. And then, when the moment is perfect, he strikes. By the time you hear the shot, the battle is already over. That is the frequency the powerful operate on. They are not hiding out of fear. They are concealing their position out of strategy. Here is the test. The next time you are about to share a goal, a plan, a move you are making, stop. Ask yourself, am I saying this because it strengthens my position, or because I want someone to affirm me? If it is the latter, stay silent. Let the work be your announcement. Let the outcome be your speech. When you finally do arrive, no one will ask why you did not tell them. They will ask how you did it. And you will smile, because you will know what they do not. That silence was your greatest ally. Habit 3. You speak when you should be listening. The powerful ask questions. The poor give answers no one requested. This is one of the fastest ways to identify someone who will never hold real influence. They enter a room and begin transmitting immediately. Stories, opinions, advice, complaints. They fill every silence as if quiet is a disease. And the powerful sit back, saying nothing, watching them hang themselves with their own voice. You think talking makes you visible. It does. But not in the way you hope. Every unnecessary word you speak is a window into your insecurity. The need to be heard. The need to be validated. The fear that if you are quiet, you will disappear. The powerful do not have this fear. They know that silence is presence. And they wield it like a weapon. Machiavelli wrote that it is better to be feared than loved, but he also understood this. It is better to be mysterious than either. When people do not know what you are thinking, they assign you more power than you may even possess. But the moment you speak too much, you shrink. You become ordinary, predictable, manageable. The poor cannot help themselves. They are so starved for attention that they vomit words at every opportunity. And the powerful take note, not of what you said, but of the fact that you could not stop yourself from saying it. There is a specific kind of conversation that reveals this habit most clearly. Someone powerful asks a simple question. What do you do? Or what do you think about this? The person with poverty habits does not answer the question. They perform. They launch into a monologue. They try to prove themselves in real time. And the powerful person stops listening within 10 seconds. Because they have already learned everything they needed to know. You are someone who does not understand the value of economy. Economy of words. Economy of revelation. Economy of energy. You spend yourself too quickly. And that means you have no reserves. No depth. Nothing hidden that might surprise or intrigue. Here is what you must learn. The one who asks the questions controls the frame. The one who listens controls the information. When you speak, you give. When you listen, you take. And power is not about how much you give. It is about how much you understand. The more you talk, the more you reveal your hand, your fears, your desires, your limits. The powerful are comfortable with silence because they are comfortable with themselves. They do not need your reaction to know they matter. But you do. And that is why you cannot stop talking. Tell me in the comments. What is one thing you talk about too much that you should keep private? Be honest. This is where growth begins. Watch what happens when you start listening more than you speak. People will begin to wonder about you. They will lean in. They will ask you questions. And that is when you know the shift has occurred. You are no longer chasing attention. Attention is chasing you. This is the mark of someone who understands power. The poor perform. The powerful observe. And in that observation, they collect the data that will let them win every negotiation, every relationship, every silent war you did not even know was happening. There is also this. When you listen, truly listen, you hear what people are not saying. You hear the gap between their words and their intentions. You catch the hesitation, the insecurity, the lie. This is how the powerful stay 3 steps ahead. Not because they are smarter, but because they are quieter. They let you talk yourself into a corner. And then, with one sentence, they move the entire board. You never saw it coming. Because you were too busy talking to notice them thinking. Habit 4. You dress for comfort, not respect. The poor tell themselves that appearance does not matter. The powerful know it is the first language everyone speaks. Before you open your mouth, before you extend your hand, your clothing has already told a story. And if that story says I do not respect this room, or I do not respect myself, the powerful have already placed you in a category you will never escape. This is not about wealth. A well-maintained pair of shoes costs no more than a neglected one. A clean shirt, pressed and intentional, costs nothing but discipline. But the person with poverty in their mind does not see the point. They choose comfort. They choose casual. They choose to blend in. And in doing so, they guarantee that no one with power will ever take them seriously. There is a reason uniforms exist. Military, corporate, religious. Because appearance controls perception. And perception controls opportunity. When you show up looking like you do not care, you are communicating something very specific. I do not believe I belong here. And the powerful will agree with you. They will not argue. They will not give you a chance to prove otherwise. They will simply never call you again. You will be excluded so smoothly you will not even realize it happened. You will think it was luck, timing, connections. It was none of those. It was your shoes, your color. The fact that you thought being comfortable mattered more than being respected. The powerful dress for the room they want to enter, not the one they are in. Even in casual settings, there is intention. The fit is right. The colors are deliberate. Nothing is accidental. Because they understand that power is theater. And every time you appear in public, you are on stage. The poor think this is shallow. The powerful know it is strategic. People make decisions about you in seconds. And most of those decisions are based on visual information. If you look like someone who does not care, they will assume you are someone who cannot compete. And they will be right. Comment this. I will dress like I already belong where I am going. Let me see who is ready to shift. Here is the deeper truth. How you dress affects how you think. When you wear something sharp, something intentional, your posture changes. Your confidence rises. You move differently. You speak differently. It is not fake. It is psychological alignment. You are teaching your brain that you are someone worth respecting. And that inner shift becomes outer reality. The poor reject this because they are afraid. Afraid that if they try and fail, they will look foolish. So they never try. They stay in the safe uniform of the invisible. And they wonder why no one sees them. The powerful do not wonder. They know. Respect is not given. It is assumed. And assumption begins with appearance. You do not have to be rich. You have to be intentional. Clean lines. Good posture. Attention to detail. That is all it takes. But it requires something the poor are not willing to give. Discipline. The discipline to care when it is easier not to. The discipline to iron a shirt when no one is watching. The discipline to maintain yourself as if you are always one conversation away from the opportunity of your life. Because you are. Habit 5. You arrive late and leave early. Time is the only currency the powerful actually value. Money they have. Attention they control. But time, once spent, is gone. And when you waste theirs, they do not forgive. They do not forget. They simply erase you. The poor are always late. Not by hours. By minutes. 5, 10, 15. Just enough to communicate that they do not value the other person's time as much as their own comfort. And just enough to ensure they will never be trusted with anything important. You think it is not a big deal. It is the only deal. Because lateness is not about the clock. It is about respect. And someone who cannot show up on time is someone who cannot be counted on when it matters. The powerful arrive early. Always. Not to impress, but to control. When you are first in the room, you set the tone. You choose your seat. You observe who enters and how. You are calm while others are rushed. This is a position of power. The person who arrives late enters a room that has already been shaped by someone else. They are reacting, adjusting, apologizing, even if only with their energy. The powerful never apologize for existing. And they certainly do not start a meeting from a position of deficit. There is another layer. Leaving early. The poor do this too. They check their phone. They glance at the door. They signal that they have somewhere better to be, or that this moment is not worth their full presence. It is a defense mechanism. If I do not fully commit, I cannot fully fail. But the powerful see it as something else. Weakness. lack of endurance, lack of focus. They know that the real decisions happen in the last 10 minutes of the meeting. The real connections form after the agenda is finished. And if you leave early, you miss it all. You save 30 minutes and lose 30 opportunities. Drop a comment. I respect time because I respect power. Say it. Here is what lateness really reveals. It shows that you do not plan. You do not prepare. You live reactively, dragged by circumstances instead of commanding them. The powerful live by design. Their calendar is a weapon. Every hour allocated. Every meeting intentional. They are never late because they have already mapped the day before it begins. But the poor wake up and see what happens. They hope for the best. And then they wonder why they are always behind. It is not bad luck. It is bad systems. And systems are the difference between chaos and kingdom. When you are late, you are also telling the other person something deeper. You are saying, my time is more valuable than yours. But you have not earned the right to say that. The truly powerful can be late and still be forgiven, because their presence is the value. But you are not there yet. And if you act like you are, you will be exiled before you even realize you are being tested. Show up early. Stay until it is finished. Control your time or it will control you. And the powerful will watch how you move through minutes. Because that is how they know if you can be trusted with years. Habit 6. You take more than you give. The poor are always calculating what they can extract. The powerful are calculating what they can position. There is a difference. One is scarcity. The other is abundance. And you can feel it in every interaction. Someone with poverty habits enters a room and immediately begins scanning for what they can get. A contact. A favor. A shortcut. They do not build. They harvest. And the powerful feel it immediately. It is like sitting across from someone who is trying to pick your pocket while shaking your hand. You do not say anything. You just never let them close again. This habit shows up in conversation. The poor ask for things before they offer anything. They want introductions, advice, opportunities. But they have brought nothing to the table. No value, no insight, no gesture of goodwill. Just need. And need repels power. Because the powerful are surrounded by people who want something. The only ones who get access are the ones who give first. Not in some transactional way, but as a demonstration of abundance. I have something worth offering. I do not need to take from you because I am not empty. Machiavelli understood this. Generosity, when used strategically, is one of the most powerful tools a prince can wield. But it must be calculated. It must be visible. It must serve a purpose. The poor give out of guilt or desperation. The powerful give to create obligation, loyalty, or alignment. They are not Santa Claus. They are architects. Every gift is a brick in a larger structure. And the people who only take never see the design. They think they are getting something for free. They do not realize they have just disqualified themselves from the real game. Comment now. I will give value before I ask for anything. Let me know you understand this. Here is the test. Before you ask someone for something, ask yourself, what have I given them? If the answer is nothing, you are operating from poverty. It does not matter how much money you have. Your mindset is broke. The powerful keep mental ledgers. They remember who adds and who subtracts. And if you are always on the subtraction side, you become a liability. And liabilities get cut. Quietly. Completely. You will not receive an explanation. You will just stop getting invited. The shift happens when you start thinking like an investor, not a beggar. What can I put into this room that raises the temperature? A connection. An idea. A solution to a problem they did not even mention. When you do that, you are no longer asking for a seat. You are being handed one, because you have shown that you think beyond yourself. And that is rare. So rare that the powerful protect it when they find it. You do not need to give money. You need to give attention, effort, insight, respect. Those are the currencies that matter in rooms where everyone already has everything. Habit 7. You display your wounds publicly. The poor overshare. The powerful conceal. This is perhaps the most repulsive habit of all to those who hold real power. The constant, desperate need to be seen as a victim. To explain every hardship. To wear suffering like a badge. You see it everywhere now. Social media has turned trauma into performance art. People compete to see who has suffered most. They post their therapy sessions, their breakdowns, their spiritual emergencies, and they call it authenticity. The powerful call it something else. Weakness. Not because suffering is weak, but because the public display of it is a tactical error so severe that it disqualifies you from ever being taken seriously. Here is what you do not understand. Everyone has wounds. Every single person in every room you will ever enter has survived something. But the powerful have learned to metabolize pain privately. They do not broadcast it. Why? Because they know that people do not follow the wounded. They follow the whole. You can be broken inside and still project strength. That is not fake. That is mastery. It is the ability to separate your internal weather from your external presence. The poor have never learned this. They let every emotion leak, every disappointment show, every insecurity hang in the air like smoke. And then they wonder why no one trusts them with responsibility. Power requires composure. Composure requires control. And control requires that you stop using your pain as a reason for people to forgive your mediocrity. The moment you tell someone about your difficult childhood, your abusive ex, your mental health struggles, you have shifted the frame. You are no longer a player. You are a patient. And the powerful do not do business with patients. They do business with operators. People who have transformed suffering into strength so quietly that you would never know it happened unless you looked very closely. Type this affirmation in the comments. My pain is private. My power is public. There is a coldness to this that makes people uncomfortable. But discomfort does not make it untrue. The world does not reward your trauma. It rewards your results. And if you are constantly asking people to consider what you have been through, you are teaching them to lower their expectations of you. You are negotiating for sympathy instead of respect. And sympathy is short-lived. Respect is permanent. The powerful would rather be respected by a few than pitied by many. The poor choose the opposite. And that choice seals their fate. This does not mean you do not heal. It means you do not heal in public. You find your people, your therapist, your journal, your silence. You do the work in the shadows. And when you return sharper. You do not return with a story about how hard it was. You return with results that speak for themselves. The powerful recognize this immediately. They see someone who has been through fire and came out forged, not burned. That person gets a nod. That person gets access. Because they have demonstrated the one thing power respects above all else: self-governance. The ascent. You now know the 7 behaviors that mark you as powerless in the eyes of those who rule. But knowledge without transformation is just entertainment. And if you are still here, you are not here to be entertained. You are here because something in you refuses to stay where you are. That refusal is the seed of everything. But it will die if you do not water it with action. The powerful were not born powerful. They were born into the same chaos as you. The same doubt. The same noise. What separated them was a single decision. The decision to stop performing poverty and start practicing dominion. This is not about imitating the rich. Half of them are miserable. This is about adopting the operating system of those who shape reality instead of reacting to it. You do not need money to do this. You need awareness, discipline, and the willingness to betray the version of yourself that feels safe. Comfort is the enemy of transformation. Every time you explain yourself unnecessarily, celebrate too early, speak when you should listen, dress without intention, disrespect time, take more than you give, or parade your pain, you are choosing comfort. You are choosing to stay in the cycle. And the powerful are choosing to never let you out. But here is the paradox they do not want you to know. The door is not locked. You just keep walking away from it. Every habit you break is a step closer. Every moment of restraint is a shift in frequency. The powerful are not smiling because life is easy. They are smiling because they know something you are just now learning. That the game is not rigged against you. You were just playing the wrong game. You were optimizing for approval. They are optimizing for influence. You were trying to be liked. They are trying to be inevitable. Comment this right now. I am inevitable. I want to see who is ready to claim it. Let me tell you what happens when you remove these 7 habits. You do not become a different person. You become who you were before the world taught you to shrink. There is a version of you that does not need to explain. That moves in silence. That listens like a predator. That dresses like dignity is non-negotiable. That treats time as sacred. That gives without keeping score. That suffers in private and builds in public. That version is not far away. It is underneath the performance. And the moment you stop performing poverty, it will surface. And when it does, the powerful will not need to be told. They will recognize you. Because you will finally be speaking their language. This is not motivation. This is instruction. Motivation fades. Structure remains. You are being handed the blueprint. What you do with it will determine whether you look back on this moment as the beginning or just another video you watched while your life stayed the same. The powerful do not consume content for inspiration. They consume it for intelligence. And then they act. Immediately. Precisely. Without announcing it. If you are still watching, you are different. You are the one who finishes. The one who takes notes. The one who applies in silence and lets the results announce themselves. The final whisper. There is a room you have never been invited to. In that room, decisions are made that shape your life without your input. The people in that room do not hate you. They do not think about you at all. Because you have never given them a reason to. You have been displaying the 7 signs of someone who will never matter. And they have been reading those signs since you were young. But the moment you remove them, the moment you stop leaking your position and start concealing your power, something shifts. You do not break down the door. The door opens. Because you finally look like someone who belongs on the other side. They were never keeping you out. You were keeping yourself visible in all the wrong ways. Now you know. And knowing is not enough. But it is the beginning. The powerful are not waiting for you. But they will make space for you the moment you stop asking for it and start commanding it with how you move. Silence. Precision. Restraint. These are not virtues. These are weapons. And you have just been armed. If this triggered something in you, something that feels like remembering rather than learning, then you are already closer than you think. Subscribe if you are ready to finish what you started. Not for me. For the version of you that refuses to stay small. I will see you in the next transmission. Or I will not. And that, too, will tell me everything I need to know. Now go. And let your next move be the quietest, sharpest thing you have ever done.